Hi there, I'm Pastor Ellen Lundy. Thanks so much for joining me for information on the 2022 ELCA Youth Gathering in Minneapolis, Minnesota, July 24th to the 28th in 2022. I am your Gathering Synod Coordinator for the Southwestern Pennsylvania Synod. This presentation will just be a quick overview of some things adult leaders need to know about the gathering. I'll also be doing this presentation in a little bit of a modified format at the Youth Ministry Reboot on August 29th at Lutherland, and there'll be more time for questions and interaction and sharing at that point too. But if you're looking for a rundown here right now on all things gathering, you can look at this presentation and then always be in contact with me if you need anything. Something to note, of course, is that these dates, July 24th to the 28th, are in 2022 as the gathering was postponed, and that meant that the days of the gathering shifted from its usual format to now beginning on Sunday and ending on Thursday. So this is for our Southwestern Pennsylvania Synod folks, but if it's helpful to anyone, go ahead and share it. And again, I'm Ellen Lundy, and my contact information will be at the end of this presentation. Our 2022 theme is Boundless God Beyond Measure, and it's based on Ephesians chapter 3, verse 19 from the CEV. I want you to know all about Christ's love, although it is too wonderful to be measured. Then your lives will be filled with all that God is. And so a little bit of a summary about that. We are bound by sin, by the expectations of others, by poverty, by isms that try to divide us, and so much more. And so we want young people to imagine the boundlessness of God. And so we can think about the stories of God's people, both in Scripture and modern day, that share the awe and wonder of just how vast our God is. We are going to be asking those questions, including what does it mean and what does it look and feel like to live a life filled with all God is. The mission of the ELCA Youth Gathering is faith formation in teens, and it's done through 5 different areas: worship, interactive learning, Bible study, service, and fellowship. Here are some specific on-site goals of the ELCA Youth Gathering: that youth are affirmed and challenged in their faith, that they experience new perspectives, ponder their vocation, bond with their congregational group, and learn about the ELCA. There are some pre-gathering events, including the Multicultural Youth Leadership Event, MILE. The Multicultural Youth Leadership Event is a pre-gathering event for young people of color and those whose primary language is not English. MILE 2022 will be held July 21st to the 24th at the University of St. Thomas. The cost of MILE is $190 per person, and it covers all housing and program expenses, as well as most food expenses during MILE. You can see that the theme is made free, and there's more information available on the Gathering website. To learn more about previous MILEs, you can follow the event on Facebook and then check out photos from past events. Registration for MILE is part of the Gathering registration, and it opens on September 22nd, 2021. The cost of MILE is added to your congregational balance, and that balance is due in full by June 22nd, 2022. There's also a pre-gathering event called The Table. It's a pre-gathering event that blesses and empowers young people who live with a wide range of physical, cognitive, and emotional disabilities so that they might grow as faithful, wise, and courageous witnesses. The table is open to youth ages 14 to 18, or engaged in a high school youth group, or enrolled in high school or the vocational education equivalent. Youth who attend table must be accompanied by an adult companion. This adult companion will not have to pay to attend the 2022 ELCA Youth Gathering with their child. However, they will need to pay to attend the table. The table will be held July 21st to the 24th, 2022. The cost for the table is $190 per person, and it includes all housing and program expenses, as well as some food expenses during the table. The theme there is limitless, and more information is available on the Gathering website. Registration for table is part of gathering registration, and it opens September 22nd, 2021. The cost for the table is added to your congregational balance, and that balance is due in full by June 22nd, 2022. Congregations sending participants to the table may opt to stay at the table's host hotel as opposed to their synod hotels. If moving to another property midweek will cause undue stress for table participants and ability to fully participate in the gathering, congregations will be able to communicate this desire in the winter of this year, 2021. A few tips on promoting the gathering. Reach out to every youth in your congregation so that they are able to have the option to choose this amazing opportunity. You can invite them by talking to them, calling, texting, emailing, sharing an info sheet, or having a meeting. Once you have talked to folks about the gathering, you can encourage them to follow the gathering social media and blog. And this isn't just youth, but the folks who will support you too in your congregation. Invite everyone to find out more about the gathering. Here's some information on gathering registration. Participants register as a congregational group with one adult leader serving as the primary adult leader. That primary adult leader is responsible for organizing the group and receiving communications from the gathering office about housing and payments. It's important that you have your unique 5-digit congregational ID when registering for the gathering. If you don't know that ELCA congregational ID, ask around your church office. Someone might be able to find it or know it. If you're stuck, email gathering@elca.org. There is a webinar on registration August 19th, 2021, and it will be very helpful for you as you are preparing to register your congregational group. These are some important dates for registration. Early bird registration opens on September 22nd, 2021 for that early bird registration rate of $350. And it's open until November 21st, 2021. Regular registration begins November 22nd at a rate of $390, and it goes until February 21st, 2022 with the late registration fee of $440 occurring from February 22 to May 22, 2022. Remember, 22 is an important number as we go through the months leading up to the gathering, with registration starting on September 22nd, 2021, and then changing on November 22nd and February 22nd. Please note that there is a $150 non-refundable per person deposit that's due when you register. And then the housing and registration balances are due on June 22nd, 2022, prior to the gathering. A few notes about housing. The gathering is contracting with a variety of hotels, and they're very excited to host and welcome everyone. The hotel rates will vary depending on where you're staying exactly, but congregations are encouraged to budget $159 plus an approximate 11% tax per room per night. Now, you need to note that unlike some gatherings in the past, ELCA congregations are not exempt from hotel taxes in the state of Minnesota. There are different types of rooms, king beds, double beds, suites, but that will vary. But for budgeting purchases, you can expect that your room block assignment will have rooms that can accommodate an average of 3 people. So as you're thinking about budgeting that approximately $159 per room per night plus that 11% tax, you need to think about 3 people per room. Getting ready is a fun process for the gathering, and we need to have a few notes on simply getting ready. The gathering is, again, about faith formation in teens. And so as your group is getting ready, the preparation makes sure that they have open minds and hearts and are able to benefit from the gathering experience. Oftentimes, groups who have the best gathering experience are the ones who are well prepared, and that means that their adult leaders are extremely well prepared. You can start your preparation and carry it with you throughout your whole time of getting ready for the gathering and even at the gathering using the official gathering handbook, tips and tricks for adult leaders. It's an essential resource. There is a free copy on the resource section of the gathering website, and you can also purchase physical copies if that's easier for you. Now, we've already been through one change with the gathering because of COVID-19, and so there are always going to be updates at elca.org/youthgathering/COVID-19 for the most up-to-date information for the 2022 gathering. If you have any questions about COVID things and the gathering, go ahead and check out that website. As you're getting ready for the gathering, a big question might be the finances and what it costs to attend the gathering. As an adult leader, I encourage you to lead planning with a vision that shares what a great investment this once-in-a-lifetime experience is. Make sure everyone knows that this is an opportunity for growing in faith and life for everyone who participates. And to ask what it costs is an important question. As you're budgeting, you can consider a few different areas: gathering registration, those set fees, transportation costs, food costs, housing costs. Again, you can go back to the housing information, and then any activities and extras your congregation group might be interested in. Fundraising is often the way that groups pay for the ELCA youth gathering. If you need some gathering fundraising ideas, the gathering handbook is an awesome place to start. Consider what raises the most money and serves a purpose in teaching or helping in that bond of your congregational group. Again, there are a lot of ideas on pages 22 to 25 of that gathering handbook. Having great adult leaders is an important part of taking your congregation group to the gathering. Choosing and preparing those leaders is also very important. And here's a few tips on that. Choosing the best adult leaders is very critical for your experience. You can check out pages 10 to 17 of the Gathering Handbook, and I actually invite you to read that word for word, not just skimming, and consider the assets of effective adult leaders. Here's another great reminder that adult leaders are not simply chaperones. They are going to be fully engaged, fully participating, and walking alongside and with the youth in your congregation group. So that means that an effective adult leader will be well prepared with positive, caring, and non-anxious, unselfish attitudes. They'll help your youth to be engaged, creating a group culture where each person helps each other to be the best they can be. They lead unselfishly, sometimes helping their group act with grace to another group. If you've been to a gathering before, perhaps there has always been the experience of someone jumping in line or cutting in front to get better seats or to somewhere first or in a food line. But this means that all groups and all adult leaders need to know how to respond gracefully when we encounter things that don't go well. And that makes us empower everyone. Adult leaders do have an important role to play. And so please remember this as you are selecting and asking around for those who will be adult leaders for your group. Before the gathering, as it approaches, there is lots of information and it will be continually updated on the elca.org/gathering website. There will be getting ready materials, and it's so important that your group go through those and prepare for your experience at the gathering. Sign up for G-News. You can do that on the Gathering website if you haven't already. And you can sign up the youth, the parents, and adult leaders. Make sure everyone is informed. And then I invite you to prepare yourself and your group for a very intentional gathering experience. You can help your group set goals for the gathering experience that help them be aware of others' needs and not just theirs. Their hearts and minds will be open to new experiences and a deeper understanding of their faith in life. And so as we're doing that, it'll be a great communal and universal experience of anyone that is attending the gathering if we're all keeping each other in mind. Those group getting ready materials are very important, and they help for group bonding at each meeting. And so this is a way to make sure that everyone feels comfortable together before you leave, instead of trying to bond the group together at the gathering in Minnesota. You can use Preparing Our Mindset from the Gathering Handbook as a tool. Well, I hope this presentation got you excited about the gathering, and it may have caused a few questions. So if you have any questions, please get in contact with me. I am your Gathering Synod Coordinator, and my email and phone number are there on the screen. Just a note that phone number is a Google Voice number, so if it ever seems a little strange, well, it's Google Voice. There are also a ton of social media accounts, and again, the Gathering website that'll keep you up to date. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope to see you on August 29th at Lutherland for even more information and talking about the gathering. Take care.